Right guys, unfortunately my internet's not working great, so what I'll do is I'll just record the lesson for today and I'll stick it up on Google Classroom for you. So we're doing a trimetric question today, so you can see we're given our setup here in the question, so this is up in Google Classroom for you. But whenever you set up your axis, okay, it's going to be 135 degrees here. It's going to be 120 degrees here, and you should be left over with 105 at the bottom. Okay, then you're going to draw a straight line across here. Okay, it's going to give you your setup then for the triangle, which we'll go through now in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm going to try and go through this as quick as I can so that the video I have to upload isn't hopefully too long. You'll just be able to pause it and watch it as you need to. Alright, so you'll be able to pause it as you go along. I want to keep it as short as I can for uploading reasons. Okay, so set up a line, straight line here, just pick a point somewhere. And what we're given in the question is here, so you should have the question in front of you, but it's 35 degrees, 135 degrees here. Join it up to your point, wherever you pick your point to be, it doesn't matter. And then over the other side here, it is going to be 120 degrees. The 120 is there, and you should be left over with 105 at the bottom. Okay, so I have 105 left over the bottom. Alright. So to get a triangle then you can just extend your line down there, and you know, it has to be 90 degrees then, your line for the triangle. So it's just going to be a straight line in this case. Okay, nice and simple. Straight line, because that's 90 degrees. To get your side for the triangle here, you'll need to extend this line across. Okay, this line should be 90 degrees to it, so set up your set square. Now you want to get your point here, so you want to line it up with this point and this side. Okay, so I'm going to line it up with the side first, like that. I'm just going to slide it down. Okay, so it's meeting the point there, and it's lined up here. You can use your sliding set squares if you want. Just extend that line up, and extend it then up till it meets there. Okay, so that's your 3 points. You should be able to just join this one together. Okay, but I'm just going to do it the other way to make sure it's right. So extend this line into the other side. Line your set square up with it, and then you want it to line up with a point as well. So it's lined up with a point, and it's lined up here. So my line should be coming up here. If I extend that, okay, so it meets. Okay, so that's the setup for the question done. To say if I'm going too fast, you can just pause it while you're watching it. Then you set up the plan and elevation as normal. Take your lines down. I'm going to measure down 70. Take a straight line across. I need to then get the centre of this line. Everybody will have a different length for this line. For me, the length of my line is exactly 10, so that's handy. Half of that's 50. So I'm going to use my compass, draw my semicircle. Okay. Gives you your point here, and your 2 points here and here. So you know that your plan, whenever you draw it, is going to be inside this L shape here. Okay. Now, if you've done it right, coming up here, the elevation should be at 45 degrees. So you can use your 45 degree set square to extend these lines up. 90 degrees to this side, and then I'm going to measure up 70 again, same as I done for the plan. Extend that line across. Okay. Again, I'm going to measure it. Everybody will have a different length. Mine's exactly 9. So 45 is the centre point. You want to draw your semicircle. Okay. You get your point here where it meets this line that's extended, and you join it to there and there, and you end up with your L shape where your elevation is going to go. Okay. So you put your elevation in here. The camera's kind of fixed on the elevation, so we'll draw the elevation first. Okay, so you're given all your measurements in the question for the elevation on the plan. So that's where you'll get your measurements. Okay, so along the base, it's 60 altogether by the looks of it. Yeah, so a 10, so you're coming out here, 10, 10, 30, and a 10. And height wise, we're coming up 50 altogether. And there's a 10 here and a 35, and then there's a 5 left over for the 50. Okay. Now I'm going to use my adjustable set square. If you don't have one, you need to use your sliding set squares here to get the elevation drawn. And if you're adjustable, it's nice and handy. All you do is take your lines across and take them up the two angles, like that. And the plan in this part goes up to there. That one goes up to there, and then this is the part for the top. So I'll just darken it in here. See, white in here. So you see now. There's a bit of a curve on this as well. You need to figure out the radius yourself. Alright. This is the radius kind of joining these 2 points together. Now the distance between them 2 points is 40. I know looking at it, if you don't know, you need to measure it. Okay, so then set the compass to 40. So we don't have a center point either, but we know the radius is going to be 40. So you set your compass to the 2 points at 40 and swing 2 arcs. Where they cross gives you your center point to draw your arc. Okay, and that's the arc there. So again, I'll just go over to my marker here so it's a wee bit easier for you to see on the screen. Okay, and then I can take this line down, so I know it will go down as far as there. Okay, so that is the elevation completed. You can see it. Now we can do the plan. Alright. So I'm going to go on ahead now and get the plan done. A wee bit more work in the plan possibly. Shouldn't be too bad actually. So we know the length of it this way is going to be 60. It has to be the same as the elevation. You're coming in from here 10, 10, 30 and 10, and then this way then we have 19 followed by 16, and then there's 15 then at the end. Okay, now either use your sliding set squares or your adjustable here. I'm going to use the adjustable because it's going to be quicker. Okay, so I'm just going to take all these lines down. Right, and do the same here, so I'll have my basic kind of shape set up. Yeah, so that's all your lines. You can start darkening in some of them now. So that's going to be a dark line from there to there. Same along here. These are joined at an angle. So all this is in your plan. This line comes down there. Okay, and then all I've left to do then is a circle, which is going to be radius 30. So I know it's going to be in here, so I just need to find the center point, which is going to be 15. And just draw your circle. Okay, so there it is. So that's the plan finished. Again, just darken in the circle for you. Okay, that's the plan and elevation set up. All we have left to do now is draw our 3D in the middle. So, as always, lines will come up straight from plan and they'll come down at this angle here for the elevation. So we're very lucky in this elevation that it's actually 45 degrees. Okay. So, So I'll use a colour. Okay, so I'll use the yellow colour for taking the points down for the base here. So I'm going to take these points down. This one won't really need to come down, it should already be there. But so I'm just dealing with the L shape first. Forget about the cylinder here. Okay, I'm not dealing with that. I'm just going to deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5 points. Actually, we'll take this one down as well as 6. We'll need that. Okay. So taking them 3 points down and then 3 points down. So I'm going to take them same points up. So start here at the front. So I know that has to go up to meet them two. Same with that one. Okay, I'm going to take the outside points up, the back corner up. So you're just matching your points up then to find where they go to. So you need to take your time here if you can't see them straight away. But I can see where most of these are. Goes up to the top, so that's going to be the overall height. And that's going to be that point. Now I took this one down but I didn't take that one up. I'll go back, take that point there up. And that point, so they meet there. And then didn't take this point up yet. That's going to meet there. So I'm just going to join these points together now. As I say, I'm going through this fairly quick, just so that the video file is not going to be too slow uploading. Now, so I can join that point to there. Great line. And then another point you go to there. That's the wee flat bit here. Join these points together. So you can see by darkening in the points, it makes it easier for you to visualise what you've already got before you move on to do the rest. Alright, and these are all at different angles, and none of these angles are straight because you can see there's a big cut here and they're all different shapes. Okay, so none of these are parallel or nothing. Okay, now I can take this point up as well. And that gives me a point here for that flat bit on the far side. And you should be able to see that at the end of the set. Okay, now here to here will join by a curve, and here to here will join by a curve as well. So I'm going to get points now for this curve, okay? So as I say guys, if you need to pause this as you're working through it, you can pause it, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split points to get these curves up. So I'm going to split into 5s, should be enough. You want at least 5 or 6 points. So if I split this into 5, so it's from here, so the curve starts there and goes to there, so it's about 40 millimeters. So if I split that into 5s, I should get enough points. Okay, so I should have 8 points there, so that should be enough. Hopefully. So again, take them points up to meet your curve. So I don't really need this point because I've already got it down there, but we'll do it anyway, just in case people are getting confused. So I'm joining all these points up, obviously at this angle, till they meet the top of the curve, so it gets higher as I go along, from 1 to 8. Okay, so you should have 8 points as well if you came across in 5s. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8. I need to do the same down here now to match it. Okay, so it's split into 5s in that 40 area. Okay. Again, I'm going to set up the adjustable. If you don't have one, you need to do the sliding set squares. So the first one's going to be there. Again, we already have that, but I'll draw it on just for you. It's going to be 2, 3, 4, 7, and there's 8. Okay, and the thing is, we'll be able to use these lines to get the cylinder again later as well. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way over to 8. Okay, so obviously 1s will match up with 1 and so on. Okay, so that's that setup. So I'm going to take them up using the orange marker here. Okay, so look, you've already got the 2 points for 1. Okay, so I'm not going to take 1 across, but you can do it if you want just to see. So I'm going to take 2 across next. I'm taking the 2 line down like, oh, that's the wrong angle. It should be 45 degrees, okay? So again, we'll do that. So you're taking this point down. Okay, 45 degrees. And take your 2 up. Then at just straight. So I'm going to do the back and the front at the same time. So I get a point here for the front curve, and I get a point here for the back curve. Okay, so I'm just going to take my time and go through all that. So 3 is the next one. So where it meets the curve, take it down, and then take your 2 3s up to meet that line. Okay, so if you just do it a bit like this, it'll be easier to see where your points are. If you took all these lines down and all these up, it'll be harder to find where your points are. So 4, take your 2 4 lines up, 1 on that side and 1 on this side. That'll give you your points there and there. So the next one, 5, take 5 up, and there, 5 there, point there, points there, 6. It's a slow process, just need to take your time. There's 6, there's 6 on that side, 2 more left to do, so I'm just going to do these together. That's 7, that's 8, I'm just going to do them together, just speed it up. So there's 7 and 7 there and there, and then the last 2 points for 8 there, and the very last point is there. Okay, so I have all my points. Join them together. So do the back light like this first. Okay, so it's going to be light because we're not going to see it all, because remember we have a cylinder to draw here yet. The front one now you're going to see it all. Yeah, so the cylinder's going to be inside, so you can go back over that with the heavy line. So I'll draw it on heavy here so you can just see it. Okay. And you can see my back line's coming up here, that curve, okay, but I'm not going to darken that in yet, because we will see some of it. So now what we need to do is the cylinder, okay. Now we've already, I'm just going to zoom in here again, you can pause this as you go along if you need to. We already have points that hit the circle for us, so I'm going to highlight them in green. See here? Okay, so we already have all these points here that we can use to help us draw the circle in our 3D view, or the axonometric view. Okay, you can label them again if you want. But that means up here, we need to basically extend these lines now up to the top of our cylinder. So I'm just going to extend these up now. I'll use a green marker just so you can see the difference. Now we could have taken these up the whole way at the start, but I just wanted to do it like this so you understand why we're doing it. So well, we're taking them up now so we can draw the cylinder. Okay, they give us these points at the top of the cylinder. Alright, you get all them points, and again you can number them like I did earlier there as well if you want. So I'll do that now. So call it A, B, C, D, E and F, and there's one at the end for G. So here would be A, B, C, D, E, F and G at the end, and then you'd have B, C, D, E, F there as well, or you can label them different points if you want. Okay, so I'll use the green marker. So take the top point down, so I'm going to take A down, I'm going to take A up to meet it. Okay, so it actually meets right here on this point for me anyway. Just highlight it a wee bit more. Okay, so So we'll take B across here now. And you shall have two B's to take up. So I'm going to take that B up to meet it. Gives me a point there. And this B there comes up to here. Okay. Now we're on C. So you have two C's to take up to meet it. There. And there. You get your point there and there. So you can start to see, look, here, your curve kind of for the top of the cylinder starting to form along there. I'm going to continue on here now with D. So I'm going to take D and E down together, speed it up a wee bit. D up to meet D. Other D up to meet D. Points there and there. And then E up to meet E, which is there. And another point there. So I have F and G now, so just take them both across. So F, I know G is going to be at the very end, so I might just take G up straight away to meet it. I know G is going to be there. And my F there. And F at the back is going to be there. And there. Okay, so you can join them points together. So you're going to see all of the top of the cylinder anyway. So if you just join them all together, again, take your time, make sure it's a nice 3D cylinder. Okay, so there's the top of the curve. So I know now I can darken that much the curve. That's hidden detail there. Okay. And well, I need to get the bottom of the curve now, so you're taking all these points along the bottom, which you've already taken down in orange. Okay. And you've already taken your points up, so you just need to follow them now. So A and A. Now this is very messy, so if you have all pencil lines, imagine your sheet's very messy right now. That's the point there. B and B is there. The other B would be there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of join them up just so I can see where I'm at. Okay. So you can see I've kind of got this shape here. I've only done A and the two B's. But you can see at the back I don't need to do C, D, E, F at the back, so I won't see them anyway. So I'm just going to do C now at the front. C's coming up there. B. E. Okay, so you'll get all your points there and you'll join them together. Right, your curve will look slightly off and you just join it to the top there. And again I can extend this line across here now. And that's that question done. So this video's run, it must be 26 minutes long, so it's quite long, but I've coloured them in there now as well for you to have a look at. Okay, so that's the question done. I'm going to stop the video and hopefully you'll be able to get that done. So as I said, don't worry about the homework question for now because it didn't work out in class. Get this question done at home and we'll set a deadline of Friday evening to have this question done. And we'll do the other question at the start of next week. Okay? So you can do this question now for homework and upload it before Friday. Alright?